Okay, 8th graders, we're going to give this a shot. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. We're going to start this flipped classroom with section 1-2, variables and expressions. So to start off with, we have a couple vocabulary words I want you to know. The first vocabulary word is algebra. Algebra is simply just a branch of mathematics that uses symbols. Okay, so really, those symbols are actually going to be what's called a variable. You've used this plenty of times already, but a variable is a letter or a symbol used to represent an unknown value. Now, a lot of these are going to be x. X is used a lot. Z is used a lot. Y, simply because these are just easy to write. We've talked about this just a little bit. A lot of times you'll see T, and a lot of times you'll see A. Really, anything that you can use as a symbol can be a variable. Now, moving on, algebraic expression. Okay, this is where algebra gets confusing for most people. Really, an expression is something that just shows something. So an algebraic expression is really just showing the relationship between things. So, for example, an algebraic expression we could use would be 5x plus 4. Now, the reason this is an algebraic expression is because it contains at least one variable, okay, and also a mathematical operation right here. So we have 5x plus 4. Now, moving on to defining a variable. When you define a variable, ladies and gentlemen, you use words, a variable, and then an expression. So to start off with, I could say that we have we're gonna go to the football game this weekend, and it costs $5 to get into the gate. Okay, so as we get into the gate, everything we buy is going to be $3. How much is my overall cost going to be? Well, so I wanted to buy a popcorn and a pop and nachos and who knows what else you want to buy, but and sometimes you're not really sure. So we're just going to use a variable there. Okay, so we started off with words. We talked about how much it costs to get to the game. We talked about things we can buy, and right here is really going to be the defining moment as to what's it going to cost. So if I want to go ahead and figure out what this does cost, say I buy three things. Say I buy three things. 3 times 3 is what? Yeah, that's 9. Good talk. 5 plus 9 is 14. So it's going to cost me $14 to go to the football game and buy three concession stand items. Okay, this part of the lecture or flipped classroom part, we're going to talk about translating phrases into algebraic expressions. Okay, so as you can see right here, translating each phrase into an algebraic expression. Sorry, my handwriting isn't very good. To start off with, $7 more than the cost of a sandwich. So go ahead and pause the video and try and write it out and figure out the algebraic expression you would use. Now, as you might know, $7 more than the cost of a sandwich. You could have written it a couple different ways, but first off, do we know how much the sandwich costs? No, we don't. So we're going to go ahead and write it as a variable. So I'm just going to write an S, okay? I'm just going to write an S. Now, $7 more than the cost of a sandwich is simply just S, and then $7 more, whatever the algebraic expression would be. Okay? Now moving on to the next one, we're going to talk about Bubba. Hello, Bubba. Hopefully you're paying attention all right, which I know you are. Bubba, you, my good friend, you get paid $5 to finish your homework. Okay? Now, you get paid an extra $3 for every problem that you answer correctly. I want you to go ahead and write a phrase for that if you would, please. An algebraic expression. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, now we're talking about this really quick. We're talking about he starts off and he gets paid $5, so he doesn't even have to get his homework all correctly and he gets $5. So congratulations, Bubba, you get $5. I'm going to go ahead and write that down here. $5. Now, Bubba gets paid $3 for every problem he answers correctly. Now, when I give an assignment of 40-some problems, Bubba has the potential to make a lot of money. A lot of money. So this is $5 he gets that. So we're just going to no matter what. So that's just addition onto whatever he does. Now, he gets paid $3 for every problem he answers correctly, so $3. And then do we know how many problems he answers correctly? Well, that's depending on a daily basis. Sometimes he answers them all correctly, sometimes not. But he tries his hardest. Okay? So in this case, we don't know how many he always answers correctly, so we're just going to use a variable. And I believe we've seen that before, 5 plus 3x. Okay? I would like you to try this one on your own. 2 miles less than the athlete ran. Try this one. 2 miles less than the athlete ran. So 2 miles less than the athlete ran. Okay, so for example, you can use an A for the athlete. Oops, excuse me, I'm sorry there. You can use an A for the athlete, and if you run 2 miles less than the athlete does, A minus 2. Simple as that. Congratulations, you guys are doing a great job. All right, y'all are doing a great job. The next thing I want to talk about is evaluating expression, the substitution property of equality. Now really all this is really a big way of saying, go ahead and solve the problem. So to evaluate an algebraic expression, replace the variables with the known values, and then use the order of operations, which you all know that very well by now. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. When you replace a variable with a number, you are substituting the property of equality. Now, really basically what this means is that if two quantities are equal, then one quantity can be replaced by the other. Well, that makes sense, right? Because if you have a batch of apples and another batch of apples, do you want to count two batches of apples? No way. You want to put them together. So you just go ahead and make them equal. Continuing on, for symbols. So if all numbers A and B, so if A equals B, then A may be replaced by B, which means that if A equals one group of apples and B equals another group of apples, we'll go ahead and put them together and call the whole thing A. So once again, I apologize. My handwriting isn't the best, but what I want you to do, we're going to go ahead and evaluate this. Okay, we're going to use what we just learned and put it together. So I want you to evaluate D plus 5 minus F. In this case, if D equals 16 and F equals 18. Go ahead and pause the video and give it a shot. Okay, I have it written out here for you. D plus 5 minus F. We substitute 16 for D. And we have our plus 5 stays the same. And then we minus, what do we set in for minus for our F? That's right, it's 18. Good job. Sorry about that, I just got an email. So we go ahead and we go and solve this out. What do we do first? Do we do 16 plus 5 or 5 minus 18? Or does it really matter? Well, the correct answer to that is it really doesn't matter. It's still going to end up the same. But we're going to go ahead and do these first because, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, A comes before S. So addition comes before subtraction. So 16 plus 5 is 21. 21 minus 18, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get you an answer of 3. I would like you to go ahead and try this one on your own. Evaluate 6 minus E plus F if E equals 3 and F equals 9. I'll give you a few minutes to pause the video. Go ahead and try it. Okay, the expression is 6 minus E plus F. 6 minus 3 plus throw in F for 9. Oh, excuse me. That should not be an F. This should be a 9. I apologize. Going ahead and moving left to right, 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 plus 9 is 12. Awesome job. We go ahead and move up to another problem we have. I want you to evaluate 7k plus h if k equals 4 and h equals 10. Seven times 4 is 28. You add your 10 on there. 28 plus 10 equals 38. Awesome job. Okay, we have just a couple more examples to go through yet. In this case, you're going to evaluate the expression if r equals 1, s equals 5, and t equals 8. Okay, so go ahead and take some time and evaluate this expression. 6s plus 2t. Okay, so we know that r is not in this equation, so we're going to go ahead and write 6s equals 5, put that in parentheses, plus 2, and then t equals 8. Okay, so 6 plus 5 is 30. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 30 is, not 3, excuse me, it's 4. 46. Okay, good job. Moving on to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. Alright, go ahead and use the same thing here. R equals 1, S equals 5, and T equals 8. I'll give you some time to go ahead and do that. Okay, here we have 5 times T, which is 8. Sorry, it's not very good. Divided by 20. So 5 times 8, got a little lovely arrow here, is you're right, 40. 40 divided by 20 equals 2. So the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is 2. Go ahead and focus on this one down here. R plus 40 minus 3t. Okay, go ahead and write this out. We have 1 plus 40 minus 3 times 8. Now to start off with, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, we have some parentheses we have to deal with. So 3 times 8 is what? 24. You have 1 plus 40 minus 24. Go ahead and work this left to right in this case. So 1 plus 40 is 41 minus 24, 17. Ladies and gentlemen, 17 is your correct answer. Your assignment is 1 through 11, 12 to 17, 20 through 27, 30 through 38, and 41 through 57. It seems like a lot, but everything you've just done, you've hit all the bases, and I'm around to help you out. This is page number 14. Also, don't forget to write your columns like I told you to do, and check up to the left hand or to the front of the board and to the top of the wall and check that out. Make sure it looks like that. All right, good luck.